All right, welcome back to Royal City Nursery. Today we are gonna maybe take Royal City Nursery and add a sort of Price is Right type element to it.
Kind of.
We're gonna go through a little bit of a game show. I'm gonna let you explain the rules first before we take a look at what could be a disastrous game by me.
Oh, come on, this is gonna be a good one.
I think so.
I'm excited.
I'm pumped too, to a degree.
Oh, here we are.
Yeah.
One of the biggest questions we get is when people come in, they look at the bags of soil we have and go, what the heck do you need them all for? Do you need them all? Simple answer is actually not really.
Okay.
We're not going to say the retailer and me said that, but there are some specific soils that you want to use for some specific plants.
Okay.
And when we think about soil, what we actually need to start with is soil at home. So what is your existing soil composition like? And when we think soil is actually made up of sand, silt, and clay. So there's those three particles that form our soil as we know it, and then there's organic matter added to it. The organic matter is what actually holds the nutrients, and a lot of what you're purchasing in a bag is getting some very specific organic matter notes, or you're getting something that's going to be super specific in terms of how it can hold water or moisture, or what's the pH balance, right? Is it a little bit more acid, a little bit more alkaline?
Okay.
So we have here, I've got 6 of our most popular soils.
Perfect.
So I'm looking for you to do whatever it is you need to do to figure out what the heck they are.
Okay.
We have the handy dandy notes. So I'm going to get you to label what's what.
Yep.
And then the last one I'm going to get you to do, not on this one, but for these 5, we've got some plants that are pretty specific. So I need you to organize the plants, organize the soil, and label them all.
I really hope I get one, and like not even, if I get one out of all of them, I'll be really happy though. So first we're just gonna, we're gonna go through a little bit. I'm gonna get a feel, because nature and me, especially when it comes to the weather, you get a good feel. You look back to the pink slips there. What am I doing, you ask? You'll never know.
So what Will's actually doing,
you tell them.
What you're actually doing is, right now you're doing something called ribboning. So you're running the soil between your fingers and you're trying to make a long, smooth ribbon. That will actually tell you what's in the soil itself and how cohesive the particles are.
Ooh.
If you ball it like that, that's another good way to figure out how much organic matter is in the soil and how, for lack of a better word, how clumpy it is.
Okay, that one's got a lot, I think.
So when you're looking at soil that's a little bit more clumpy, you generally have higher organic matter because you have particles that actually adhere together.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's go there. I do the check back. Yeah, that feels right. No, I'm gonna switch those.
So, you got one.
Okay. I get a one switch. This is like those rules where once you do one, okay, you've got 1 out of 6 right. So now I'll do one more switch before I add these guys.
And might I suggest, stick with your gut.
Was it this guy? Yeah!
Woohoo, we got 3.
Oh, come on! All right, that's 3 to start. Okay, let's switch them up before I try with these guys.
Okay.
So which ones do I got right and wrong?
So what we have right now is the garden soil on the end.
Yep.
This is a really good triple mix for absolutely everything. The other one that's right down on the end is the Viva Lawn soil.
Okay.
And that one is pH balanced specifically for brand new roots, so seed and sod roots.
I could feel that, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
and it's because it's the sand, right?
Okay.
So that's the part when you feel it and rub your fingers, it feels a little smoother. That's all the sand particles, so we get more drainage.
Got it.
This one is absolutely right. That's
Yeah.
the biosol. Woohoo!
I knew it. Trust the gut. Always
There
trust
we go.
the gut.
Trust the gut. And we're dealing with something that's a composted soil, so it's got a lot of bark fines, really high organic matter, lots of manure, peat, and that one is very special because it actually has some seaweed and shrimp meal in it.
Okay.
So a little higher in calcium.
Okay.
Where we're gonna switch up,
Yeah.
Veranda's gonna come over here.
Switch with you over there.
Thank you. That one.
Goes over here.
No.
Oh, that's
that
right.
One.
Yep.
It's Bio4. So Bio4 is new for us, but this is a composted bark product, amazing for putting trees and shrubs in the ground.
Okay.
And then the berry acid soil is this one.
Oh, come on.
So berry and acid soil, this one is really high in peat moss, and it's a little bit more acidic. And then the last one, that one is our veranda mix. We can see all these white knobbies in here. This is perlite, and there's also some fertilizer prills. So this is the one that you use for your planters and hanging baskets for your flowers.
Okay.
And that's also the one has a couple jelly bits that hold water. So if you forget to water your planter, just once, it'll still live.
It'll still live.
Yes. So we've now got the right names.
Okay, all right.
Now we need to match the plants. So you're going to match everything except this one.
Right. I want to say because the sand, and I'm going to...
Not bad. 3.
Oh, 3 out of 5. Let's go. I'm getting better. All right, which ones did I nail?
So the lawn soil, right? The grass seed makes sense.
You know what? This is the one I'm the most proud of when I was listening, and then I felt like those two.
Yeah. So this one, the berry and acid soil, is for a blueberry. Awesome. And the veranda soil, this is the one for flowers.
Yes. See, it
Sweet.
always pays to listen to your teacher. Oh,
We're going to switch these two.
I was so
You're
close.
so close.
All right.
Why this matters, particularly tomatoes, need and appreciate a little bit more calcium.
Okay.
And then for the composted soil, the Bio4, amazing for trees and shrubs.
What a fun game. You don't have to do this at home now that I have embarrassed myself to a slight degree. I thought it was going to be a lot worse.
Good. You did good.
But how fun. Like you said, something different for whatever you want to do in your own home.
You got it.
Thank you, friend.
You're welcome.